Alex, we are back at the station, Deep Space Nine. Last time, the station blew up, the chief died, except none of it happened because time travel.
Yeah, and I just started, not to continue the time travel debate thought, but I also just started thinking about it. The other times he's time traveled, it was unintentional and he traveled back. If he intentionally traveled in time forward to that point with the watch, 3 hours forward, wouldn't there be no chief in the future? So he must have gone to a completely different universe timeline, because from that moment when he intentionally leaves, there should be no chief in that future, since he intentionally...
I hate temporal mechanics.
But no, I'm excited to get back to the station. It was weird. We had, what, 2 or 3 Voyagers in a row? And I know people on YouTube are thinking, oh yeah, they gave up. They gave up. It was too deep and dark and smart for them. So they're going to the Voyager, even though the Voyager's been great. The last one we watched was pretty much perfect in terms of exactly what we want out of a Star Trek show. Deep, interesting thought experiments and principles and all that fun jazz. But we're back in Deep Space Nine, and I'm excited. So
Yeah, I'm excited too. We have 8 episodes left for the season, and I am very excited to see what is the season going to do here as we get towards the end. It'll be fun. We've set up quite a good story, good crew here, and they have to be aware they took this break in March for whatever reason, and so now we're back, and they have a couple more months before the season's over. I wonder what they cooked up, what our boy Ira Stephen Bear, Robert Hewart Wolf, and others cooked up while we were gone.
Happy birthday. I know it's a few days off, but I wanted to give you your present early. It's a Cardassian holosuite program, an adaptation of one of Shoggoth's Enigma tales.
Is it? I see. The trouble with Cardassian Enigma tales is that they all end the same way. All the suspects are always guilty.
But the challenge is determining exactly who is guilty of what.
we talked about Cardassian mysteries before. And hey, it's Garrick.
This year is a little different.
How so?
This will be my 30th birthday.
And?
We're older than him?
My friend, Altavar here is looking to purchase a small quantity of biomimetic gel.
Biomimetic gel is a restricted substance. Its sale is strictly prohibited by Federation law.
I thought so.
Trying to buy drugs.
You might want to warn your friend that even attempting to obtain biomimetic gel is a felony under Federation law.
Methians can be incredibly stubborn. I hope you'll forgive the interruption.
Of course.
These two ever interact?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had this scene, back in Profit and Loss.
We just introduced a new lunch menu at the bar.
Goodbye, Quark.
Don't take it personally. He's turning 30.
I love that he basically walked up trying
What
to
do
buy
you think
her.
you're doing here?
There we go. The Return of the Blue Lightning. Oh. Well, okay. That was a nice little opening scene.
It was. I'm older than
Bashir. I figured he
Bashir?
was late 20s if I had to guess.
Hey, I'd guess so too, but this audio, I don't know how I feel about that.
You haven't even risen to the ranks of being a doctor on Deep Space Nine. Oh, he ramshacked his whole place?
Bashir to security. Bashir to ops.
Oh my god. Things in a different universe? Wicked of an eye?
Hello?
Sounds almost like Jadzia's voice. Yeah, with Joe Minosky, okay.
Flip a coin.
It's been a while since we've seen Joe Minosky, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh!
Hey. Oh. He's got that Doctor Strange look. That's the look I aspire to eventually.
Yeah, I would love to have a touch of gray, but with my type of hair, it's just gonna go straight to white, unfortunately.
We've got to find a way to put these lights back on.
It's too late. He's found us. We've got to get out.
Wait! Who's there? Show yourself!
Quark?
I mean, it's got to be that guy from earlier, right? Like, it's interesting that they're like hiding him so much. It was just Cisco.
Yeah, that could be my only guess of why they're hiding him, because there must be someone in the crew.
Oh, it's popcorn butter.
Tarkadian tea.
That's what I said. Popcorn butter.
Constable?
Good score going on though.
Garak!
Doctor, what are you doing here? I was looking for Constable Odo. Everyone on the station seems to have disappeared.
Not everyone, I just saw Quark. Cisco and the others must be around somewhere.
Maybe. Or maybe they've fallen victim to some kind of rampant virus. Or space anomaly, or Dominion plot.
All the more reason to try and locate them.
What previous things have happened in this show? Could be this, could be that, could be this.
Yeah.
Voices whispering.
I don't hear anything. But then Cardassian hearing is not quite as acute as humans.
Oh.
What is it?
Your hair seems to be turning gray.
So I've noticed. Look, Garak, we haven't got time for this. We've got to find out what's going on here.
I love that touch of gray. Looks good on him.
I'll meet you back on the promenade in an hour. Be careful.
Hey, you too. And Doctor, try to relax.
Yeah, it's funny because as much as I love Julian, you know, young upstart doctor, that whole character, I have thought for a while that he would be a great character in like his 80s or 90s. I don't know why, he just gives off that vibe like wise old doctor, you know?
Yeah.
But he's got to get there.
Garrick at the end of this said, please try to relax. Why would he? Interesting choice of words.
Like something, whatever what's going on has to do with his stress.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Like that scene in Session 9 when he's running down the thing.
Oh, yep. We're going to get an open right back up to where we were? Yep, nice. If you notice, Star Trek used to not really do that, but now it does it a lot. My guess is our TV change. Already much more gray.
Now he literally is Doctor Strange.
When you said that earlier about your hair, I'm imagining you just dye your hair like this. You show up one day to record.
Sounded like Kira.
Some time to think.
Yep.
Maybe I would.
Oh!
Field to be
Nice transition there.
Julian, there you are. Where have you been?
Looking for you.
Handheld.
If we go looking for the Lethian, we're the ones who'll end up dead.
I'll tell you what, if we find the Lethian, maybe we can find you a backbone.
There's something very wrong here.
I'd say there is. Have you looked in a mirror lately?
I was going to say, is anyone going to call this out?
Yeah.
I was waiting for O'Brien to be like, Julian, you look like garbage.
Julian, what are you talking about?
I know it sounds odd, but I keep hearing voices.
And he says we're acting peculiar? What are these so-called voices saying?
Bro, it's not Randy Orton. Dude, imagine Julian's RKO to Kira right now.
I'll find the Lethian and stop him from sabotaging any of the other systems.
And what good will that do? You have no idea where he is. There's a computer processing junction near here. I might be able to repair the internal sensors from there. But I'm not going alone.
Oh, what a surprise.
Now, don't worry, I'm not letting you out of my sight.
What the fuck?
I mean, you know all the actors had a great time with that scene.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yes. Stay in the gimmick, stay in the gimmick.
Someone else has walked in and joined them.
That's all right. That was a really cool sequence.
Constable, would you stop doing that?
Doing what?
Looking around like that, it's getting on my nerves.
That sounds like you, Lieutenant.
There has to be something we can do.
No, there's
Cisco's
Cisco's voice. Yeah. I'm here. I'm in the episode.
Pay me.
The bottom line is that Julian's in some kind of telepathically induced coma. And unless we can get him out of it, he'll be dead in less than 3 hours.
So this whole thing is in his head.
When I scan myself for brain activity, all I get are low-frequency delta waves.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that the voices were telling the truth.
I'm in a coma.
So basically, he rejected doing the holodeck program at the beginning, but now he essentially has to solve this mystery to get out.
Ah, nice.
Oh yes, we're back to
The next
this.
thing you're going to tell us is that we're unconscious.
Not according to these readings.
You're not real.
But don't you see? That is why you are all behaving so strangely.
I'm not behaving strangely. Am I?
Dax, you're not usually the sort of person to solve her problems by running around with a phaser. And Chief, you aren't usually so pessimistic.
A paranoid, a coward, a hothead, and me? Oh, you think he'd pick some better company?
If I were to guess, Chief, I would say that you represent my doubt and my disbelief.
No, I don't.
I knew you were going to say that.
You're forgetting something, Doctor. What about the Lethian? What is he supposed to represent?
He represents the telepathic damage that the real Lethian did to my mind. So if we could repair the station,
You'd wake up.
But if you wake up, what happens to us?
Oh, phew, okay, thank God. Okay.
The exposition's over.
Yeah, it's just, I'm really digging this episode so far, but it's like you can just tell,
Ira and
Robert and whoever else in the writer's room just like, we don't have time to explain all this. Let's just tell them. You just write it down. It's like,
No, the feeling I'm getting like heavy Deadly Years vibes, or just let's explain everything to them.
I know what you know. Well, maybe a little more.
still the man of mystery.
Oh, you wouldn't have me any other way.
Oh, I'm getting a little too old for this game.
Yes, apparently so. You, or should I say we,
Try to find Kira, Odo, and O'Brien. Tell them to meet me in Ops.
I'd be delighted. I wonder if any of them plays tennis.
my issue with the Deadly Years is that it kept going over the same information over and over. So hopefully they got all that dumped out, and it's like, okay, back to the episode.
Yeah.
Just still think of the Deadly Years. All the people on the stand just saying the same thing over and over, and just Kirk, I did not!
I'll handle this, Doctor.
There he is.
She's suffering cranial trauma. Treat the fracture with an osteogenic stimulator, and then follow it up with 2 cc's of
Pedrazine.
Oh, she's back.
How did you know that?
The nurse?
Yeah.
That's who Anne Gillespie is. I saw the name and I was like, that's familiar, but I couldn't.
Give him a coagulation activator to stop the bleeding.
Ooh, imagine Cisco was a doctor. Thanks, Ira.
I can't repair the station without your help.
I suppose you're right. Look after things here. I won't be long.
Yes, sir.
No, she got a line.
Got a paycheck. Oh!
Do you think an off-screen, 80-yard line is still, does that still earn you a paycheck? Or did you have a producer do it? But her name was credited in the episode, so.
That's true. Yeah, so she got a paycheck.
Also, I guess the whole thing about, being in the episode for one scene or whatever, they still get paid, on their contract regardless because their name's in the credit, in the intro. Mm-hmm. But I guess if they appear in the episode, they also get the royalties.
Ah.
You're staying right here, trapped on this station, watching while I destroy you piece by piece.
Damn.
When there's nothing left but the withered shell, then, and only then, will I put you out of your misery.
Who is this guy? Because I only saw Andrew Robinson and Anne Gillespie in the guest credits.
I think there was one more.
Oh, okay. I like that guy's design. I like his red eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Oh, God. He's almost old enough to run for U.S. office.
Major.
Doctor.
Oh, no!
Use the conduits. They're your best chance.
I have to get there while I still can.
Oh, I wonder if he was going to die, if that's what would really happen.
Probably.
Oh, yes, one of these shots. I like the lighting there.
It's weird how recently we've barely seen Nana Visitor act as Kira. Fake Kira and Heart of Stone. Her here.
Oh, Dream Kira, yeah.
Fascination Kira.
I'll tell you something. I like the real Chief better than you. I'm gonna try and find a way out of these conduits. It's hard enough for me to walk, let alone crawl.
Mind if I come along?
Yeah, imagine his joints.
I'm dying. I could have told you that just by looking at you. Ha!
Ha!
Bowling. Dream bullying.
Can I offer you gentlemen a drink?
Quark,
Oh, now you're fine?
a wager? On what?
You name it.
When you
On
die.
how much longer you have to live.
What if I want to bet that I will survive?
It's a long shot. But if you want to throw your money away, who am I to stop you?
Whoa.
Everyone loses.
Damn it. Now I want a scene of that guy ripping apart everyone in that room.
Well, he hasn't caught you yet, Doctor. Let's get you out of here.
Picks one up and just eats it.
What's wrong?
I don't believe it. I've broken my hip. I can't walk.
Not the hip. That was such a meme when we were kids, I feel like, with old people. My hip!
Yeah.
You can't even stand, let alone walk.
But other than that, I feel wonderful.
Surprise!
What is this?
Happy birthday to you.
Who was that?
Happy birthday to you.
I should have done this for you.
Yeah.
Last week.
Should have dressed up just like that.
I was gonna say, not hiring someone, just dressing up like this.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh man, this should have aired on your birthday.
I really must congratulate you, Doctor.
Is this
You
how you
have
feel?
a fascinating mind.
Yeah.
This is how you felt when you woke up on your birthday?
That's how I feel waking up every day.
I'm just another part of you.
Help me get this panel off. My tennis balls.
His other hip.
That doesn't sound like the Garak I know.
We've been
It's
through
not,
this,
we've
Doctor.
established this.
I'm not Garrick. I'm you.
Why did the Lethian let you live? He killed everyone else. Who could have helped me? Exactly what part of me do you represent?
Just his face.
Who are you?
You've put up an entertaining struggle, Doctor.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, what's up with that voice all of a sudden?
I know all about you. When you were younger, you wanted to be a tennis player, didn't you?
True.
Then let's talk about Lieutenant Dax. You like her, don't you?
You wanted to bang her, but you gave up.
She's my friend.
But she could have been a lot more if you tried a little harder.
He tried quite hard. No pun intended.
But you'd rather give up than fight, wouldn't you?
We'll see about that.
Similar to Picard and Beverly, they abandoned that story.
Where are you going?
Damn, that was a quick lift, dude. He stepped in and it started going. I'd be scared.
You'll kill me. Go ahead. You've had plenty of opportunities so far.
True.
I don't think that it is as easy for you as you say it is.
It's like Pennywise. Just likes to mess with you.
I start yelling clown at him.
You may be inside my head, but you don't know me half as well as you think you do. Take Dax. I do have feelings for her. Activate Quarantine Field 3J.
You can't do this.
I can do anything I want. It is my mind.
Yeah, true.
Begin sterilization.
Oh! He finally became lucid inside the dream.
I have yet to figure out that problem, or how to do that.
Yeah, I think if you became lucid in your dream, that's...
I wouldn't wake up.
Everyone look out.
He's awake. His vital signs have stabilized. His brainwave activity is normal.
Welcome back, Doctor.
You will never believe where I've been.
I was hoping for the Wizard of Oz. I had the craziest dream. You were there, and you were there.
It sounds as if he were more dangerous in your mind than he was in the real world.
Actually, I did some checking on Lethians. Their telepathic attacks are almost always fatal. I guess I was lucky.
Oh.
You survived because you're strong.
After experiencing life at 100 plus, turning 30 doesn't seem that bad anymore.
In that case, happy birthday. To think, after all this time, all our lunches together, you still don't trust me. There's hope for you yet, Doctor.
You didn't even pick up on that earlier. That's cool that they still have the lunch continuity. Yeah. I honestly had forgotten about that after The Wire. I hated lunch with you every day. I thought they would just stop. We just watched Distant Voices, episode 18 of season 3 of Deep Space Nine, and now we're going to talk about it. But first, our whiteboard reactions.
Well, I said...
I can see there's a lot on there.
Yeah.
Can you remember that?
No, so I'm going to read it. Ira Stephen Bear and Robert Heward Wolf went back in time to create an episode I hate. We have Blue Lightning, endless exposition, and deadly years pacing. But beneath that I said, interesting idea. It was an interesting idea. Just, yeah.
I kept it a little bit more simple than that. I just said, let's rewrite it.
Let's rewrite
it. Because here's the thing. I think there's a lot here in the format, in the like what's included in the episode that I really do enjoy in terms of the stagecraft of it, in terms of the direction from Alexander Singer, the makeup from Michael Westmore, the score, the mood, all these things were really good. What's the problem with the episode? The writing, and that is not because I saw Ira's name and, Robert Heward Wolf. I know it's a meme at this point, especially for you. I don't care. I don't have any type of grudge or anything. And, bros wrote Heart of Stone. It's like, I'm not going to, but...
That's why I said flip a coin.
With that being said, I wish this had been written by someone else so I could tear apart the writing and it not just fall into that meme, But regardless, I don't... to put that aside, I can't care about what people are going to, cope about why we don't like it. But I like a lot about this episode. Before the Let's Rewrite It, I was going to put on there potential to be excellent, but it's just fine. Because there was so much in there that I really enjoyed, and it's just the script did not come together. But I got to point out, Joe Menosky did the story for this. Now, he didn't do the teleplay, did the story for this. But I'm like, we've seen that name plenty of times before, but it's been a little while. Here's his resume thus far. I just found this hilarious. First of all, comes on board TNG Season 4 as an executive story editor, so he's credited on a bunch of Season 4. Then he's just like no longer a story editor after that. I don't know why. But here's his resume from TNG to now. Season 5, he wrote and did the story for Darmok. Great start. He did the teleplay for Hero Worship. You really liked that episode. Then he did the teleplay and story for Time's Arrow Part 1. And the story for Time's Arrow Part 2. Then he did the teleplay and story for The Chase. If you remember that Biscuits Klingon. Yeah, and then he had the written by credit for Suspicions. That's the Beverly mystery episode, which kind of makes sense with some of the stuff here.
I get that one and The Chase mixed up all the time.
And we really liked Suspicions, probably because we love Gates, obviously. But there was a lot of good stuff there. Then in Season 7, his 3 writing credits were Interface, the Geordi episode, Masks, and Emergence. Talk about the biggest 0 for 3. And then it doesn't stop there, Alex. For DS9, he wrote in Season 1, written by Dramatas Personae, or Persona, or whatever. And Season 2, teleplay for Rivals. And then this episode. I mean, talk about a fall off.
Yeah, I say this all the time. One of the best things about Hollywood or show business is that anyone can make it. But also the worst thing about show business is anyone can make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
This
don't
is
want
nothing personal against Joe
nothing personal.
I just
but
find it very funny.
I don't know. If I just imagine me at back of my old job. If I just did fuck something up 8 times in a row, I think at some point I would be fired and not get hired on.
I understand it's a writer's room. I understand it's a collaborative effort, but the credits that are on screen have to mean something. And
It's not just there for no reason.
Yeah, they don't just make it up. And I'm sure Ronald Moore, the great Ronald Moore, may have had a hand in some of this somehow. But when you look at just those credits and then the writing stands out as the blaring issue with the episode, and an otherwise episode that was kind of right up my alley in a lot of ways that I could have really enjoyed. For me, I might even still, come tier grade time, still give it a positive grade just because I liked so much of the other stagecraft stuff. But the writing, this is one of those examples where there's kind of one glaring issue. I said in the past, like, there isn't one thing for me that will ruin an episode. This doesn't ruin the episode for me, the writing. It just makes it nowhere near as good as it could have been. I thought the Deadly Years aspect was actually done really well from a makeup perspective. We're talking about the 60s, but back in TOS, they weren't old and then they were old. And I think Kirk maybe had like 2 or 3 variations of it as it went on. But I really liked here, with Michael Westmore presumably doing all the makeup, the kind of stages we get to see from the light gray hair to the Doctor Strange to the, even once he becomes Old Man Bashir, it's not just Old Man Bashir and that's it. Like, it still progresses throughout the entire way. I thought Siddig's acting as in the beginning was a bit rough, a bit Passenger-esque when he gets hit with the lightning. And then when he's in the room with Quark and Quark runs away, where are you? Show yourself. Like, that was a bit corny. But I actually thought his old man acting, like, rivaled Bones in TOS is a very good old man performance. Convincing. Like, I was like, oh, is this an old man? The frailty of his body. I appreciated the physical acting of it from him. And yeah, the scene, I'm just ripping through all my positives here. The scene where, Alexander Singer, Jonathan West, they're doing the handheld camera work and the more stage-like scene of all the characters talking about what's going on. Not the heavy expositional one, but the first one in the conference room when we first see all of them. Mm-hmm. That was really great. And then they do the handheld again for the expositional scene. But I liked that gimmick. Now, I've talked about this before where modern shows or even shows in the 2010s, 2000s, they'll do an episode where the whole thing's a gimmick and they'll stick to it the whole time. We talked about this with the noir stuff in Voyager. We're not really there yet, and I feel like they're still not, like, I would have loved to see the whole episode, once Bashir gets into this dream state, the whole thing be a handheld thing. But they just weren't, they didn't commit to it. They weren't, there yet with that in terms of the confidence or whatever the reason is. But I liked when they did it, made the episode different. I liked seeing the 4 other characters, Chief, Dax, Kira, and Odo get to play a little bit, still themselves, but exaggerated in a way. And that was really fun to see until they all get killed off. Odo's death was very interesting visually. So yeah, there's a lot that I did really enjoy about it, but it just, let's rewrite it. Let's rewrite it.
You said it all, man. You said it all. But here's what I have to say. Right from the get-go, I was interested, but as soon as I saw that blue lightning, that 5-minute feeling hit me a little bit because of the meme. I'm like, no, it's just a joke. And then we're first in the coma sequence. Yeah, I agree with all of that. All of that was wonderful in terms of what is going on. And then Ira or Steven, whoever it was, Ira or Robert, whatever it was, I think they shifted from writing brain to producer brain, where, the audience is stupid. We need to spell everything out to them to an extreme level that it just completely took me out of it. It reminded me of, what was, I don't know, if it Chapter 2. No, that's a bad choice. But... Or maybe Tasha's death in
Skin of Evil?
Skin of Evil, where she talks to each one individually, and him, Bashir talking to every single person individually. Oh, you represent this and me, and then 2-minute scene, and you represent 2-minute scene. It's like, oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ! And it got even worse when Bashir got old, because old people talk slow, and everything just slowed down to an incredibly slow pace, and then he trips and falls over, and then we're just watching him inch along. It felt like that TOS scene where they check or they unlock every chain.
The handcuff.
And then the tennis balls. Oh, and then we watch him try to get up for 6 minutes, and then same thing, more tennis balls. Oh,
I was hoping there'd be a second gag when they did the tennis balls, and then you went to the next one. I thought it'd be something else funny, but it's just tennis balls again. That's fine. But yeah,
I just don't like how much everything slows down when a character is old. And I remember glancing at my camera for a second at the view screen, and I thought like, oh, we got to be close. We're probably sitting at 42 minutes, and we were at 30. And I just went, oh my fucking God, we're good. And that includes the few minutes we talked beforehand. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking make it. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from an execution standpoint, it's just not for me. It started off so strong, and then it lost its steam. And then I don't know if they lost confidence in the story or just needed to spell everything out to where people nothing was left up for interpretation or to leave anything in terms of. I mean, we talk about this like directors, filmmakers, where they talk about where some people come out and say, "Yeah, my movie's about this. Get over it," and then other people, "Oh, what do you think it meant?" Which I think art should be, and where it can leave that open to conversation. But here, everything was spelled out for us. What are we even talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I 100% agree. And that whole aspect, the biggest sin is the, scene in the hallway where he's like, "Oh, you represent this, you represent this." Literally, you could just not do any of that, and then just have one line towards the end where he says something along the lines of when he's talking to Garrick, like, "Oh, they were here because they all represented parts of me." That's it. Like, if you wanted to let us know why they were there, and then we can put together how each of them represents, Bashir in what way.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need, I mean, I already referenced it. It's silly, but it is kind of like Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy goes into the, what do you call it? Whatever over the rainbow, the fucking land of Oz,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you call it. And, the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion are there, and they're representations of different things. And, yeah, they do that there. And it's like, well, it's the 30s or whenever the hell they made that movie. Like, it's like, I understand it there. And there was a certain slack I gave it when he started talking about it in like a more theatrical type of dialogue way, where I was giving it the slack, but then it just went way too far with it. Like, I love the scene in Remember Me where Beverly's trying to explain to Picard all the crew that are missing, and she's like, "Troy, she loves chocolate, Riker plays poker," but it's like, that fits in that scene. Like, she's trying to explain to Picard these people that they know. Here, he's just telling them to himself in a dream scenario what they are to him. He's telling the audience, and it's like, you don't need to do that, and it is just took the whole story to a standstill. Just cut literally all of that out and let the story progress. I can put it together on my own, or if you really don't have the confidence, explain it at the end, in an exposition dump. If you're going to do a bad exposition dump, do it at the very end.
I was going to say the difference between the Wizard of Oz and this is that they saved it to the end at the Wizard of Oz. They kept that. I mean, it wasn't really a mystery because we didn't exactly know what was happening. But from the start of this episode, when we think we're in this mystery of what the fuck's going on, it should have slowly built where things started to get a little bit more wackier by the end. But when you reveal it, 20 minutes in, any sort of tension is gone. Like, oh, we're in his brain.
Oh yeah. That was way too early.
It's all gone.
Way too
Any
early.
interest I had, it's all gone because it's all been explained to me 20 minutes in, and there's 20 minutes with 24 minutes left to try to create an entertaining story, and it just wasn't. I was completely taken out of it.
Yeah, I agree. When they did that reveal, I was kind of like, oh, okay. Now, it was predictable in the sense of as soon as it started and he started aging, right away, oh, well, this isn't real because he's aging in a non-real time. So right away something is happening. Did Garrick actually trick him and put him in the holodeck? Like, you don't know for sure, but you're like, something is happening. And then they reveal it with the voice thing coming through, and you go, oh, okay. It's like, and I said at that moment, like, okay, now he has to solve this mystery to get out of here. But he really doesn't. I will say the strength of it, the strength of the whole story is the birthday scene at the end, where the Lethian, I think is how you pronounce his species name, and he was played by Victor Rivers. I missed the credit, I guess, when it came up. Is Altovar? I thought he was great. Too good for this episode. I wish that character as a villain was used in a better episode because he is too good for this script. I loved the makeup design. I loved the performance. We don't get to see a lot of monster type creatures in Star Trek because they want to humanize everyone, which I get. But you look at something like the Jem'Hadar, when they first show up, they might be like this monster type, but they still talk just like a human. They're basically human. But this guy was straight up looked like a monster, talked like a monster, choked people like a monster. I'm like, this guy's a badass. And it's cool. Even his death scene is cool in the dream. But then he just gets arrested at the end. I would have liked to see him in a better episode. But even still here, I really liked him. But that whole scene of explaining Bashir, basically, the whole thing is about aging. The whole thing is a story about aging and accepting aging. And that's a really, that can be a good message. That's cool. And Bashir is a great character for that to focus on because he is young. He is growing. Doing it on someone like Jake or Nog, they're too young. But like he is turning 30. That's like the perfect time to have an introspective about your life. Plus, he's a doctor. You would think he'd have a high opinion of where he's gone in life. But then you look at all of his failures, or the fact he didn't do tennis because of his parents, or that he didn't become first in class on purpose. Those things were all great. It's a little unfortunate that it's just spelled out to us, plainly. But even with that, I thought that was the strength of the story. But as far as the mystery's over at that point. So it's like, I'm glad we got something there at the end. It's kind of like an acceptance of that, but it's just like, once they revealed that mystery of what's going on, it's like, okay, we just have to essentially wait for them to get there. There's nothing really interesting in the meantime. So obviously the tension isn't in him dying. We know he's not going to die. So it's just, it made the middle really drag a lot for me.
You said it all, man. You said it all. I guess circle back. Yeah, I just felt like a lot of time was wasted when he was talking to the crew when they're representing parts of his mind. I'm thinking, why are you talking to yourself? Let's go.
Exactly, because he's talking to himself because he knows we're there.
Yeah.
So he has to explain it to us.
You might as well just look at like Deadpool in the new Deadpool and Wolverine, where he just grabs a camera. Hey Fox. Yeah, you say it's about aging, about dealing with aging, but at the end with the Lethian and Bashir, it just seemed more. It was about the conflict being knowing himself or not, or like you know me better than I do, and that. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, what do you mean by that?
Where it's like, oh, I know you. I'm in your mind. I know you, Bashir. It's like, no, you don't. Yes, I like Dax, but I put my friendship before that. Or everything about turning 30 isn't important.
Yeah.
Where it's more about.
But the point of it is introspection on yourself as you turn 30. And he's looking back, and he's probably had those self-conscious doubts already. But then this character is the vehicle for him to confront it. And then he overcomes those by going, no, I would have been a good tennis player, but I'm a great doctor. I could try to have a relationship with Dax, but I'm good with her as my friend. It's him accepting the choices he's made in his life. Again, execution-wise, not the best, but that is the point of the story in terms of that. So this villain, again, wish he was used better in a better episode, but this villain is basically just the vehicle for him. This whole dream scenario is just the vehicle for him to have to confront these things and overcome them. The beginning of the episode, he's kind of sad or kind of stressed about turning 30. By the end, he's happy. So that's the point of it.
Yeah, but in the beginning, he wasn't reflecting on any of his past choices or mistakes or anything.
Good point.
That's my issue with it. Difference with Picard and Tapestry. Throughout the entire time we've seen Picard, he's always kind of almost ashamed of himself as a younger man. Like, oh, I was ridiculous. He even tells the Nausicaan story before. I was a brash, cocky, overconfident, and then he learns in that episode that's who you are, and then made you who you are. But we've never really seen Bashir, especially in this episode. He doesn't talk about it. I don't think he's been disappointed in his past.
Yeah, other than he did bring up he wanted to be a tennis player and decided to become a doctor. Might have been. What episode was that where he talked about why he became a doctor? Might have been Melora? Or when did he talk about that about, did you always want to be a doctor? I wanted to be a tennis player. And then he's like, but then this situation happened and I decided I want to be a doctor. It might have been Melora.
Might have been.
But regardless of the episode, he talked about it. But beyond that, yeah, this ain't Tapestry. I mean, but that's okay. But I agree with you. That's a great point. At the beginning, he's talking about aging in just like a generic sense of like, I'm getting old, which that's relatable. But he doesn't really say, if there had been some lines there in the beginning of looking back or being more introspective, it could have not been just that one scene at the end for sure. I think from my perspective, I think that's just a part of aging in general. Like as you get older, you look back on your life and especially if you reach a new decade, like when you turn 30 and you go, okay, my 20s, was I happy with that? So I give it a little bit more slack in that way, but you're right that, it could have been thrown in more at the beginning. I think overall the biggest sin or flaw in this is, outside of the actual script of the exposition, is you gave away the game way too early. It's better to have a predictable mystery than to have nothing. And once they reveal that he's in this coma, there's nothing until we get to that ending birthday party scene. So just don't do that. Still play it out, reveal it at the end, have him overcome it, and then at the very least, even if it's a weaker mystery, you have something that they're building towards. There's nothing they're building towards from when they figure it out to that birthday scene. It's just a lot of, like you said, scenes of people are dying that are like the versions of him, and him walking around being old. Like, that's really all we have. The My Hip was pretty hilarious. There's a couple other moments that were funny.
What happened to the version of Cisco? Like, he just disappeared. What happened to him? Did the alien get him? I can't remember.
Yeah, oh yeah, they came phased out of the wall.
Oh yeah, he pulled him in that way.
And that was maybe even worse than, not the phasing out of the wall, that was cool. But even that exposition might have even been worse than the whole layout scene, because in that moment when that finally ended and it took Dax, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, okay, they got it out of the way. We can get back to the story. If there had been no other bad exposition throughout, okay, I'll give him that scene as an L. But then he sees Cisco. We've already been explained that all of these characters are parts of him. He sees them, and immediately you pick up. I even said, imagine Cisco as a doctor. Like, you immediately pick up, oh, he's this part of Bashir. He's the professional doctor part. And then he has to go, you're the professional part of me. It's like, no, you don't know. It's like, that was even worse to me, because it's like, it was just so clear where you took a whole scene to explain the setup. Now, if you're going to add any new characters, now at least let me try to interpret them, at least.
Give me the layup and let me slam dunk it.
Yeah.
At least, yeah, just give us a little piece, not the entire fucking thing, to where like nothing is left. Yeah. I didn't really have a reaction to the Garrick transformation scene, because I don't know if you noticed. As soon as they cut to that 2-shot,
green screen shot,
I can tell that Garrick's eye line was not lined up with him at all. I'm like, oh, he's going to change into something.
I thought the same thing. I'm not going to blame the show for that. It's 1995, but yes, I did also catch it, and I purposely didn't say anything because I tried to not, just like how I didn't say about the thing in the X-Files episode with the scene. If you don't say something, and I don't know if you know, like, I try not to call it out. But I did, also was like, oh, he's about to change into something.
Yep.
With that being said, I had no idea what he was going to... I didn't instantly think, oh, he's the Leviathan or whatever. I was like, oh, this is interesting. What's he going to change into? And then it was the villain. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. It was fine. I did like the moment with Garrick and Bashir at the end. Their little end hook scene of the, oh, you really make me the villain after all this time. There is hope for you after all. That was funny. We got a couple little Cardassian notes in the, oh, well, humans here better than Cardassians. I think they might have even said that before at some point. But regardless, I liked that. And then at the end, I like how just a genuine moment from Garrick when he's like, oh, it usually kills you. I guess I was lucky. He's like, we don't believe in luck. You're strong. I'm like, oh, just genuine compliment from Garrick. Okay. I'm like, all right, nice. Take it. So overall, Quark was also kind of weird in the episode. But overall, I don't hate this episode. It's a little bit disappointing anytime. I guess if it ends up getting a D, it would be not don't care, but for me it would be disappointing, because there's a lot of potential here for a really, really good episode. To have a Bashir focused episode is something I really like. To have it focused on it being him turning 30 is relatable to me, and I could have really liked that. But it just was hampered, unfortunately. So it just ends up being like what I'm not gonna really have any motivation to watch again. I think the highlight is probably the cool villain. Not in how he was used, but just in the concept of him and the performance and the makeup and everything. So.
Yeah, if I ever do a full rewatch, I'll watch for the first 10 minutes, and then after that I'll go do my dishes and let it play in the background.
I watched it.
Like, I watched it. It counts. Or I'll just watch it like modern people and just be on my phone the entire time. But I just have one meme in mind whenever of this episode. It's the LeBron James J.R. Smith meme. I think Ronald was in the bathroom when they were writing the script, or when they were the storyboard meeting. People are gonna be so pissed at me. What's new, right? Where and then Ron Moore comes back from his lunch break, and he's, what the all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't come here to protect the patrons from your violent temper.
The episode does have a 6.4, so it's not loved or anything, but we'll see what people have to say
after they hear what we think about it. They'll switch.
Oh yeah. This one isn't my favorite or anything, but what gets me is you guys.
Yeah, we know.
Gotta read Fedora. Ira and Wolf are back on their good-bad roller coaster, because this one sucks. Bashir is being an asshole because he's not young anymore. Then shitty Inside Out happens. I had made an Inside Out comparison. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Then bad makeup. Feels very pointless and without any sense of supposed dread or tension. D. I will give a little bit more credit to the makeup, just in the sense of they tried. Like, yeah, it's 90s makeup, but they tried, in how I explained about so many different iterations of it. They didn't just go, you're young, now you're old, we're done. Like, I appreciate the effort of them, like, okay, we're going to redo your makeup for essentially every scene, and I like the transitions of he looks one way, camera cuts, they walk through a door, and now he looks older. That stuff was cool.
Should have kept the Doctor Strange cut fit.
Yeah, kept that, yeah. It was really cool, especially before it got ridiculous, and it was just like the touch of gray. I thought he looked really good. You should just have a touch of gray, Bashir, just moving forward. You're 30. I got some grays.
Yeah, he's a doctor. I mean, it would fit.
Here's a take that'll lead into a question I have for you. Elizabeth N. I love Bashir. He's my favorite from the main cast. But this episode, ... not his best. I would obviously agree with that. You said a few episodes ago Bashir had become your favorite character. Does something like this hurt that for you? Or do you just give him a pass because it's not his fault?
Makes me rethink it to where I like aspects of Bashir. I'm the Dr. Bashir because I love the dual personality he has. The young, optimistic, kind of bachelor-esque Bashir. But also, when he wants to put it on, he puts it on. But when it comes to just him on his own, in a standalone, with concepts like this, maybe if there was another writer, I can't think of his name, it's right on the tip of my tongue. If someone like Ron, I'm sorry, if someone else...
Fuck, I don't have my drink again.
I'll take a drink.
I'll go get it.
Okay.
But go on, finish your thought.
If it's one of those things where this is a team effort, and sometimes, similar to, once again, LeBron James and whatever team he's playing on.
LeBron might be bigger me than Ron Moore at this point. You have to drink every time you bring up LeBron.
Because he's the GOAT. I'm eating grass because I'm the GOAT. But
that's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT. It's like you can only do so much with the team you've been given. I mean, we for example, back in high school, we'd do projects and you'd be carrying everything. One time we did a book report. I didn't even fucking read it.
Oh yes, let's tell that story. This episode's a perfect time to tell us a diatribe. Okay, so we were in high school. Alex, myself, and our friend Jordan, who I don't think has ever been on the channel. We got to get him on here.
We do.
Busy guy. We were in the same English class, and so we had a list of books that we could choose from of what to read. I think it was junior year, of what to read. And one of the books I had already read, just like on my own, the previous year, and I really enjoyed it. It's a book called Everything Matters by Ron Curry Jr. I recommend it. And that deals with temporal mechanics. But anyway, I was like, guys, we got to pick our own partners, whatever. So we picked us three. And I'm like, guys, I already read this book. Let's just do this. And they're like, oh, okay. So none of us read the book. Like, I read it the previous year, but like none of us read it for the project. So we did a PowerPoint. I did the whole PowerPoint. It was like the classic school group, except like this wasn't like Alex and Jordan were lazy or something. It's that literally I read the book and I'm like, guys, I'll just do the PowerPoint. We don't got to do this. I did the PowerPoint, and then the day of the presentation or the day before, whatever, I was just like, all right, yeah, do this slide, just say this. And I remember Jordan having no idea what he's talking about. And in the book, the character's older brother, like when their kids does drugs of some kind and gets like messed up and stuff, and then he becomes a baseball player. And Jordan, I remember just reading the slide. So yeah, like it's, he has like issues, and then, plays baseball. And I remember the teacher, okay, so, and what'd you think about this? And he's just looking at the PowerPoint. Yeah, I mean, that happened, so... We all got an A, by the way. But, yeah, that was great.
But, yeah, it's sometimes different team members work together. At other times, you can only do so much with what you're given, despite being LeGoat. LeGoat!
Yeah, and I would say Siddig's acting is just very interesting to me. Because I do also really love all those scenes where he's the doctor and he's so good. And then he'll have scenes like in here where... he's in Quark's bar in the dark, and he's like, where are you? Show yourself! And it's like, what is that? It's like, what are you doing? And I'm sure direction stuff comes into it too, but it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop.
I mean, it's important to be a versatile actor, but also you have to play to their strengths sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think this just wasn't played to his strengths.
Yeah, he's shown enough great stuff that I don't really blame him. I just yeah. Oh, Phenomenon, and I gotta update this because he sent me how it's pronounced. It's Phenomenon. It goes Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
Do 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 do. Okay.
Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
Anyway, Phenomenon sent this meme. You definitely had this reaction the moment it hits Alex and Josh. They're older than the age Bashir is complaining about.
Yeah.
You were literally like, I'm older than Bashir? Was that your face when that happened?
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. Shot for shot, same thing. Auroras. What the fuck were they trying to say? And did they really need all 42 minutes to say it? I'll keep an open mind in case Alex and Josh once again find some redeeming qualities in an episode I would have otherwise write off. They surprised me before. Well, I ain't surprising you this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
I did point out a number of qualities that I did like, so I would call those redeeming qualities for myself. So I had to find those for myself.
Yeah, it's chocolate sprinkles on a shit sundae. It's like, oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, I think you dislike it a lot more than me. I wouldn't go that far. I think this episode is fine. It just has bad writing. I mean, it is what it is. But I did like a lot about it. It's just the writing's quite bad. And those moments, we talked about from Bashir. But
Lutenar's bar. I'm just not sure Joe Menosky's style fits DS9. Well, based off his previous credits, I don't know if his writing style fits television or...
Yeah, I mean, you really liked Darmok and Hero Worship, for sure.
Yeah, you come off strong, and then once I always say, same thing with filmmakers, you get all your good ideas out there, and then it's just, this is my job, I gotta...
Yeah, this is one of those where it's honestly hard to even find a defector on the positive side, because, and by the way, the defector, for anyone who might be new here, is a callback to the TNG episode, The Defector. We're not using it in the standard definition. I'm saying the defector as in everyone has the hive mind opinion, and then one person is the defector, like how Jarrock defected from the Romulans in The Defector. I just want to see how many times I could say it. But I'm not really seeing anyone disagreeing here. Sam says one of the worst episodes of the season. Tom O'Malley says shite. So not a lot of defenders of this one, which I'm not too surprised, obviously, but I'm trying to see if there's anyone here that tries to give an argument for it being good. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think this is a defector. Matthew McKinnon Gray. First, question. Could you tell that O'Brien's corpse in the casino scene was just a dummy and not the real Colomini? No, I couldn't. I didn't tell that at all. Then he says, for me, this was a solid B. It furthers the season's theme of Julian finally growing up, and we get some fun scenes of Julian arguing with himself. Also, more Andrew Robinson is always nice. Although I didn't care for Armin Sherman's attempt at a British accent in the casino scene. Is that what he was doing?
He did sound a bit different.
Then I have to completely disagree with this last one. Much better than Meridian. Well, obviously going to disagree there. Although, good direction in both episodes. But, yeah, he sounded... That's why I said earlier, I was like, Quark was weird. I didn't place that he was trying to do a British accent. He just sounded weird. But I can agree that Andrew Robinson is always nice, and he does good with the material he's given. I loved the moment when Bashir's going up to his old man rant and just...
Oh, yeah, his face was just the best part of this, where it's just Bashir's doing his monologue and then just...
Andrew Robinson's face is just great.
Wonderful.
But on the complete other side, Dr. Paul Stubbs, I hate this episode. It has no faith in the audience. True. The script has Julian spell out every single metaphorical detail through exposition about 15 minutes after it becomes abundantly clear to the viewer. I'm unconscious. What? This space station represents my mind. No way! My friends are different aspects of my personality. You don't say! What a waste of time. I love Darmok, but this is the third or fourth strike against a Joe Menosky script for me. E! Wow, would you go E? Do you feel that strongly? Do you agree with Dr. Stubbs?
From 12 minutes on, yes. But for that first 12 minutes, it's no. So for me, it's in a low D for me.
Yeah, I'm teetering high C, low D, so I could very well see this ending up in D overall on our tier list, because if you go E, or, well, if you went D and I went C, you'd move to C. But yeah, I could see it being a D very well in our tier list, which is unfortunate, because honestly, there's not too many of those thus far for me this season, but, we were just talking about, I don't know if Voyager or X-Files is going to have a D or E in the whole tier list, so come on, DS9. Got to step it up. Got to step up that bar. They've had the highest highs. There's been nothing in Voyager, at least. Maybe X-Files, I'd have to think about it, but as high as a Heart of Stone, for example. But those seasons aren't in their third season, so it's a little bit different. Maybe Beyond the Sea from X-Files could match something like Heart of Stone, but I didn't bawl my eyes out at Beyond the Sea. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, Tim Nikiforov's Bashir's old makeup looks great. Old age makeup looks great, but I'm never a fan of old age acting that boils down to pretending you have a mild case of Parkinson's.
Yeah, I don't know what Parkinson's does, but
shaky.
Fair. I still think it was better than Kirk's old man acting. Honestly, I'll give Julian a lot of or Sadig a lot of props on that. I mean, as long as you're better than William Shatner in that scene, because I love William Shatner, but that episode is my least favorite episode of TOS for that being the main reason. Just what? I did not. It's
crazy is 94 something years old, he still isn't at that point where he's acting that old.
Oh no. He's closer to TOS Kirk right now than that portrayal.
Yeah, he looks younger than he does in that, which is crazy. All right, Lute, I read your take earlier, but we're taking it out now because you said, oh well, at least it wasn't Meridian. So your take has just been taken out.
A little bit of a defector, short skirts and explosions. This episode is so goddamn stupid, I kind of like it. That's fair. Could be a guilty pleasure for sure. I love the silliness of the birthday scene and him walking in and just the Dabo girl singing happy birthday to him. And I just, oh man, that we have so much good timing a lot of the time on the channel with when we happen to watch stuff. It's unfortunate that this just happened to be the next episode after your birthday, because that meme of Bashir, old man of the birthday hat, like we could have used that as a meme for your birthday. You know, we still can in the future, but that's such a great meme.
Yeah, if this episode came out on my birthday, literally my birthday, then...
Okay, true defector. Groovy Baboon. That's interesting because we usually line up with Groovy Baboon a lot, I feel like. Defector opinion here. I truly love this episode. I think this is some great acting from Siddig. Fun to see his whole personality be put under the gun like they did. The Lethian pointing out all of his failures near the end was so much fun, and it generally felt like Bashir grew up by the end, talking about his love of medicine. How even if he was first place, he'd still pick DS9, and his pride and his friendship with Dax. Seriously cool to see for a young doctor. And I don't think I really disagree with much of that there. It's just, unfortunately, those are all such small parts, in my opinion, of a 45-minute TV episode. But I think all the things I tried to point out as strengths were basically what Groovy Baboon pointed out there. And I also think I'm giving a lot more credit to Siddig's acting than a lot of the people in these takes. I gave him more credit for the old man acting and stuff. And I do think, you know, he's in a better place as a character at the end than in the beginning. But unfortunately, even for me, trying to be the more kind of soft one on this one, it's just not enough to, you know, make it something I would genuinely love. But I'm glad you like it, Groovy Baboon. So Joe Minoski got someone to like it. Someone liked it.
Yeah, and also another one here, another defector, and I don't recognize this name, Red Claw. Always love this episode. Exploring the mind of one of our main characters is always fun. Yeah, it is, if we get to explore it instead of it's not just spelled out everything for us. But
yeah, that's fair.
There's no exploration here.
Oh, and right below them, there's another one. I'm trying to find as many as I can in terms of the defectors, to be fair. Einar Surgerson. Apologies if I didn't get that right. Lots of hate for this one, but I love it. Always loved the campy Twilight Zone stories, even if it's not the best written. Well, they admit that. Solid B. It can't be Twilight Zone stories. I could see it. I think the Twilight Zone would have done something like this a lot better, but they also wouldn't have been hampered down by this type of story. This is one of those rare ones where, for me, I say Star Trek can be anything, and that's true. But this type of thing is like the bar is higher for Star Trek. So like to just tell a campy Twilight Zone, it's like you got to still fit it within your show. And I think like if a Twilight Zone did an episode like this of, oh, an alien puts a human who's turning 30 into a dream state where they have to confront their life. Twilight Zone probably could have done that really well. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know every single episode. But here, using Julian Bashir and this, you gotta have a certain level that I just feel like the writing wasn't there for this one. But yeah, on to the next one.